Okay, so listen to this, okay? It took me a long time to realize what I'm gonna say. And it's just late, I'm tired, and I'm also on my period. And I guess if you're a woman, you understand what I'm talking about, because that's the day that wisdom comes to you. If you're a boy, now you have the piece of information. The world changes when you stop bullying yourself. And when I mean bullying, I mean overriding your inner voice. It's kind of like you have this inner knowing from the smallest things ever, from the smallest, do I want orange juice or do I want apple juice? But it's kind of like a firm, like I want this one. Or, well, if I don't want to, maybe I don't know why, but I just know that I don't want to, and that's enough. When you override, like, not only that, but your limits or your pacing of life, the way that you function, the way that you work, you are creating the same oppressive structures in your life, the same oppressive structures that the outside world is putting on you. When you stop silencing yourself, you stop participating in what's happening around you, and you kind of like, you start something inside of you. It's a revolution from the inside out. And this revolution is also, it's a self-listening revolution, because you need to ask in here before anything. And when you do listen to yourself, that's when you start breaking the glass ceiling. Okay, I'm going to repeat this again. When you start listening to yourself, you start to break the glass ceiling that is inside of you. When you start listening to yourself, I say mainly because when you're doing whatever it is that you do every day, but if you're doing new activities, and even if you're doing the same activities that you do, but you're kind of like reaching for the next level, and there's going to be a point, you might be familiar with this, you might not. There's going to be a point in the journey that you're going to have to jump higher. You're going to have to jump higher, and you're going to say to yourself, I don't know if I can do this. And you're going to have all of the negative self-talk. You cannot do this, or, oh, the limiting beliefs. Why could I only do that? Actually, that's just for them. Or thoughts that you're stupid. Everything that is essentially putting on a barrier for you to get there. But it's interesting that once you start to listen to those thoughts, what I do myself is I have a journal. I have a journal where I keep all the beliefs that I'm having, not all the beliefs, but the thoughts that I know are not true. And when I write them down, I set them free. And it's so powerful. I would tell you, it's amazing how powerful it is. And I use that when I'm doing something new. And yeah, essentially, when you are listening to yourself and after you write it down, this is like before the breakthrough phase, because you're gonna say, oh, I cannot be, I don't know what you're trying to do, but like a writer. You want to be a writer and you're writing a book, and then you write one page, and then maybe you have a day that you're stuck. So then you start thinking, oh, I cannot be a writer, I can't. And then when you have that thought of I can't be a writer, I can't be there, this is actually a moment. This is the doorway, because it always comes before the good stuff. The self-doubt always comes before there's a light. There is something very juicy, peachy coming your way. And that sign is the sign that you're touching. You are touching. You're right there. It's like there's only expansion, You're touching the edge of something really, really amazing. And you have fear. You have so much fear inside of yourself, because you don't know that territory. It's unknown to you. And when you listen, when you are brave enough, when you are brave enough, and not only being brave enough, but when you allow the discomfort to be here, and you decide to face the discomfort, that is the moment. That's the moment where you're entering a portal. And this is the drum that I keep banging, that feelings are direction, they are not detours. If you are feeling something, there is a reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and they are there for you, and you are there with them. Every emotion is guiding you. I always like to get the emotions in breakdown, and I have mentioned this in a video. What, sadness mean? What does anxiety mean? What does fear mean? Inspiration. And one very beautiful thing is also that perhaps in your lineage, you are the first person to choose inner freedom, because think about it, it's something very, very new for today's society. Maybe a little bit more advanced in Europe and America. If you agree with me or if you disagree with me, I would like to know. Yeah, when you listen to yourself, when you're actually there for you, you're breaking a pattern. And that's not only a good thing for you, but it's also a good thing for the relationships that you enter and the people that you meet. You become a healer, and you kind of touch that. You give a little bit of magic to all your relationships. You change the world when you become fully yourself. When you listen to all the parts of yourself, because all the parts of yourself are not right or wrong, but they are there. It's like, yeah, the mango has skin, it has flesh, it tastes a little bit like this, a little bit like that, and that's just like we are. The more that you listen, the less that you betray yourself. because you're going to become more accurate. The world does not need more people conforming. We don't need more people nodding. We need more people that know what they want because they know it. We don't need explanation of why. I'm going to end on the premise that listening to yourself is activism. That's how you break the internal structures. And this is how we raise the bar of the collective of this is how it is to be alive these days. We are here. We are here to listen, because I'm going to listen to myself and I'm going to listen to you. Thank you for being here.